Today we're going to make shrimp and grits, and so this is a very much a southern dish, at least in the southeast, and I have eaten shrimp and grits all over the southeast. I lived in Charleston for a while, and Savannah, and I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, so one of my favorite dishes. So we're just going to cook one slice of bacon. I just cut it in half so it would be easier to fit in this pan. And this is a smoky bacon. So while our bacon is cooking, I have some ham stock. I made this with a leftover bone, a ham bone from Easter. So I used some onions in it with celery and some carrots and all kinds of good stuff. So I'm going to get about half a cup of the stock, and then to that I'm going to add one more cup of whole milk. And then this, I'm just going to let it warm up on the back eye while I make the shrimp and grits. I don't want it to get too hot. Just want to go ahead and get it warm. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn that on low heat, because our grits will come together pretty fast once we're ready for them. And that's probably the hardest thing about making this dish, is timing the grits and the shrimp at the same time. Okay? So we don't want to rush our grits because they'll get hard and they won't be creamy like we want them. Okay? Now, if you don't have ham stock, you can use a chicken stock. That would be good too. And if you don't want to use milk, because a lot of times in the South we don't put milk in our grits, you can just use cheese later. Put cheese in the grits. So just use some stock, maybe a little water, make your grits, and then put cheese in it at the last minute to kind of give it that creamy texture we're looking for. I'll put all of the measurements in the description area below, and also ideas for substitutions if you don't have some of these ingredients, okay? I want to turn down my heat just a bit to low. 1 tablespoon of butter. Remove it from the heat, a little bit hot there. Okay, to 1 cup of milk, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of our pepper medley. Use our stick blender and give us a gentle pulse. Just blending those up a little bit till all your peppers are blended up into the milk. Okay. Add 1 tablespoon of sifted all-purpose flour to our bacon and butter. Give this a good mix here. I'm going to cook the flour for about 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Okay, this is looking pretty good here. I'm going to add just a little bit of fresh garlic. And a pinch of salt. Now we're going to add our milk with the peppers. I added about half of it. Continue to whisk it, let it thicken a little bit, and then we'll add some more of the milk. Keep my sides scraped down. Just thickening up nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more milk. Okay, so while this is thickening up, I'm going to go ahead and start my grits. Gently steaming at this point, okay? So we're going to go ahead and add our grits to this. I'm going to let them slow cook back here. Eye on your grits, cook this on medium-high. So now we'll add our remaining milk. I've been adding this about 1/3 of a cup at a time. Okay, starting to cook pretty good here. I'm going to turn it down to about medium heat. Timing is everything. If your grits get done before your shrimp does, well, those grits will get cold pretty quick. Now you can always, if your grits get done a little bit ahead of time, you can always go back in and just add a little bit more milk or a little bit more stock, and it'll bring them right back to life, okay? So I've been cooking my sauce on low. Now I turned up the heat a little bit to around just a little bit under medium, and I am going to add the shrimp. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add our shrimp. Now if you have a really big shrimp, which I do not, you can just go ahead and cut down the back a little bit and open those up so you'll have more of a surface area for that sauce to grab onto. But these aren't really aren't really that big, so I'm not going to do that with these. Now I'll leave a link for you so you can check out how I like to peel and devein my shrimp. I use a shrimp deveiner and instead of a knife. So that's up to you though. If you have really big shrimp, you might just want to go ahead and use a knife, and that might be easier for you because you can go ahead and butterfly them at the same time. Okay, so we'll put our shrimp in here. I'm going to cover it, let them cook down just a bit. It won't take long for these. Okay, they're looking pretty good here. Alright, they're looking really good. I'm going to go ahead and just keep the lid off now that they're starting to cook up here. And I'm going to flip all of them. Cook evenly. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of chervil. I'm cooking somewhere that I don't have parsley. I think parsley would be really good, but I have this, so I'm going to try it in here. I think it will be good. And this is just a really very subtle anise flavor. It's not strong at all. Okay. Yummy. These are, I think, done. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat, and we are going to plate it up and have something to eat. Yummy. Okay, our grits are a very nice consistency. Okay, that's what you're looking for. You're going to have more sauce than you'll need most likely, but the sauce is what's so good. And I'm going to pour it all over there. Now remember that bacon that we cooked? We're going to put some sprinkles of the bacon right on top there. And just a tiny, tiny bit of green onion. Not much, just enough to tease the tongue a little bit there, okay? Let's get in here and eat some of this shrimp first. We'll go right for the good stuff. Oh, it's heavenly. It's so good.